This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Hi, I'm Sarah Donchi. Juliette has the evening off tonight. It is no secret that San Francisco continues to struggle bringing in businesses to its pricey commercial real estate market. The latest numbers show its recovery is still lagging well behind other prominent cities. Now, according to the city's data, 35% of available commercial office space was empty in the first quarter of 2025, a figure that has held pretty steady since June of last year. Now, compare that to New York, which is equally, if not more expensive, at 16%, although a close comparison. Both LA and Seattle were also under 30%, but there is a bright spot. More and more small businesses seem to be signing up for San Francisco's Vacant to Vibrant program. And the ones who are already in it are looking to expand both their footprints and their leases. Currently, there are 10 pop-up spots with long-term leases through this program. As you can see, they are all pretty much concentrated downtown in the financial district and Soma near the Embarcadero. However, that list is going to expand in another iconic part of the city, Union Square. That is where Max Darrow caught up with the owner of a much-loved local taqueria, looking to bring his own unique flavor to that neighborhood.
And
looking up at the Dewey Monument in Union Square,
it reminds me a lot.
Miguel Escobedo sees a connection between his soon-to-open restaurant's new neighborhood and the place the food he's proud to serve comes from.
And Mexico's Ángel de la Independencia stands proud in Mexico City, so I love that. Visually, I love that.
Just another sign he's made the right decision. Miguel is in the midst of opening a brick-and-mortar location of Al Pastor Papi.
This is cool.
With his famous Trompo al Pastor at 232 O'Farrell.
The Trompo al Pastor is going to go over there. So when you're ordering, you come in, you're going to see that slice of Mexico City right in front of you.
This spot has stood vacant for years. It was a Chipotle pre-pandemic.
And it's just been needing a new parent since then. So the Papi's coming.
And that is thanks to SF New Deal's Vacant to Vibrant pop-up program. It's a public-private partnership to fill vacant storefronts with small businesses. Participating property owners offer the pop-ups a couple of months of free rent. Grants give the pop-ups a stipend, and SF New Deal helps with the back-of-the-house support.
I mean, Union Square is kind of the heart of San Francisco, so for me to even have this opportunity, it's kind of surreal.
Since Vacant to Vibrant's inception nearly 2 years ago, they've brought 18 small business pop-ups to downtown San Francisco. And they've seen some success because more than half of those pop-ups determined that they wanted to sign long-term leases to stay in San Francisco.
There is a lot of vacant space, and we are aiming to bring vibrancy.
Simon Bertrang, SF New Deal's executive director, says the conversations with property owners have really changed since they launched the concept.
So they are really eager to participate in the program because they see both that they create some temporary activation that creates this vibrancy for their properties, but also there's a chance that they could find a long-term tenant that they might not have been able to access before.
He says over the course of the next year, they will create the space for 25 more pop-ups. And Bertrang's eyes are really set on a downtown corridor just around the corner from Al Pastor Papi.
Powell Street in particular, has a very high vacancy rate, but it still has a lot of foot traffic. The city and SF New Deal are hoping that we're going to be able to sign some leases on all 3 blocks of Powell Street.
All of my food endeavors have always been like a love letter to San Francisco. So I think she's writing back, like, come back, come to me, help me out.
Miguel is signed on for an 18-month lease.
Yeah, so it's a good chunk to see what we can do.
A chance to get in on the ground floor of a neighborhood looking to grow into a new version of itself at the heart of San Francisco.
Al Pastor Papi is one of 3 newly announced pop-ups. Another one, New Works, is opening in Union Square too, along with Craftivity, that is opening in the East Cut. And be sure to tune in tomorrow to our morning edition at 6:30. Max will speak live with one of the leaders of the CBRE, a company tracking office vacancies in San Francisco and around the Bay Area, to really get a better and more detailed idea of what is driving all of these trends and how the recovery efforts are looking moving forward as the city starts to change. Now to Oakland, where police are investigating a shooting this afternoon that left several cars riddled with bullet holes. This happened on 80th Avenue and B Street, not far from International Boulevard. We saw a lot of police looking for evidence out there. We reached out to OPD for information on exactly what happened and, very importantly, to find out if anybody got hurt or if anyone was arrested, but we are still waiting to hear back from them with more information. Now, at the same time, police there are investigating robberies at least 6 gas stations and convenience stores over the last couple of days alone. You can see on this map that they're all along major thoroughfares crisscrossing the city of Oakland. One 7-Eleven was actually hit twice in 1 week, with the same clerk working each time. He told our Dahlin he is not waiting around for that to happen again.
After giving a statement to police, the cashier told the manager he quit right on the spot. He had been working at this Grand Avenue 7-Eleven for 3 months, but 2 robberies back to back, he says, can't do it anymore. This is the aftermath of the early Friday morning robbery. Surveillance video shows 5 to 6 people leaving in what's likely a stolen car.
They came inside directly and they started hitting me and on my
Where
head.
did they hit you?
On my head, and then
On your head?
yeah, then they forced me to open the cash register.
Cashier Bishnu Bandari says his head still hurts from the attack. He says the robbers took $300 to $400 in cash along with merchandise. The glass doors were locked Friday morning, but the robbers used a rock to break through and get inside.
I was scared and I don't know what was happening.
And this was the robbery just a day before, Thursday morning, at the same 7-Eleven. Bishnu was working then too. When robbers rammed a stolen car into the front of the store, he ran for safety.
I got scared and I ran to the office. After that, I locked the door from inside.
Bishnu says there have been multiple robberies at this location in recent years, including one in 2023 when gunmen held up an armed security guard to rob a delivery truck. He made $17 an hour, just above minimum wage. An immigrant from Nepal, Bishnu says he came to Oakland looking for a better life. Too dangerous?
Yeah, it's too dangerous, too risky.
Oakland police believe 3 separate crews are behind a wave of robberies and burglaries targeting gas stations and convenience stores this week. 4 people were arrested on Thursday. 2 other groups are still out there.
We're going to track you down. We're going to arrest you. We're going to recover the video. We're going to get the evidence. And now we're working with the district attorney's office, and people will be held accountable.
The robberies come as Oakland police announce overall crime is down significantly. They report robbery is down 44% and burglary down 36%.
If you're the victim of a crime, no matter what the trend is, and if crime's going down, it's going to be very hard for you to feel safe.
Bishnu and many 7-Eleven customers say it's hard to believe crime is down, given what they're seeing.
People are fed up and they're just not reporting it because it does kind of take a long time for the police to come for things like this. I mean, you have to be dying for the police to come in Oakland.
Working his second job at a food truck on Friday, Bishnu says he's grateful to be alive, and now he'll start looking for a new job.
I'm okay for now, you know.
Yeah.
It's my luck, I guess.
You got lucky. You feel like you got lucky. I gotcha. No arrests in the early Friday morning robbery. Police are asking anyone with information to come forward.
San Jose police have arrested a prolific graffiti artist known by their tag Goob. They say 20-year-old Alex Garcia has been spray painting spots across downtown for at least 2 years. He now faces multiple vandalism charges. Police also arrested 19-year-old Josiah Lopez Villalobos for allegedly spray painting what they're calling gang-motivated graffiti in at least 19 places across the city. Officials say this crackdown is about more than just property damage.
But we never lose sight of these kinds of offenses that collectively degrade our neighborhoods and our quality of life. Graffiti is not a harmless prank. It is a crime that imposes cleanup costs on businesses, residents, and our city.
The Santa Clara County District Attorney says that graffiti vandalism can cost San Jose hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And a major retail bust 3 people facing charges for stealing more than $300,000 worth of high-end jewelry and merchandise across the state. The California Attorney General says the suspects would steal personal information and then open and max out credit cards. Targets included victims in San Mateo and Santa Clara counties.
Our message to those involved in these crimes is unwavering. If you steal the identities of fellow Californians, if you try to make an easy buck off of other people's hard work, we will come for you.
The suspects have been charged with 20 counts of grand theft and 13 counts of identity theft. Still ahead, a Marin County community coming together after the tragic deaths of 4 teenagers in a crash. The effort to help students heal through art. Then we'll speak with the North Bay Catholic school teacher who is in Italy, how San Francisco's sister city is saying goodbye to Pope Francis.
A few showers out there on this Friday evening. Scatter showers moved in several hours ago, a little ahead of schedule, and it's just going to be an unsettled weekend in general. Take a look at that and tracking a big warm-up next week, farther away from the water, coming up in the First Alert forecast.
Sometimes some people will cry, sometimes some people will be just feeling better after they have done that.
As students in Marin County mourn the loss of 4 classmates killed in last week's car crash, art is helping them cope with all of it. Creekside Pizza in San Anselmo teamed up with a local artist to put together a canvas mural project as a way for the students at Archie Williams High School to come together and remember the friends that they lost and really grieve together.
They can splatter, they can get their feelings out, and they also should write whatever they would like to write on there. It's very important for them. If they want to write a poem or they just want to say, I love you, it's all part of the whole thing of expressing.
6 girls were in that car last Friday when it crashed near San Geronimo Valley Road. On Tuesday, one of the 2 survivors, 14-year-old Marley Barclay, was released from the hospital and is now recovering at home. In just hours, heads of state royalty and thousands of Catholics from around the world will gather at the Vatican for the funeral of Pope Francis. An estimated 250,000 people came to the Vatican over the past 3 days to pay their respects at the Pope's coffin inside St. Peter's Basilica. And a North Bay teacher happened to be in Italy when she got word of the Pope's death. The Marin Catholic teacher will be watching his funeral in the small town of Assisi, the home of St. Francis. It is also San Francisco's sister city. She describes how beloved the Pope is in that town.
It was just beautiful, and we're all praying together. So when you get a whole city to pray for the Holy Father, I just hadn't experienced something like that back home in San Rafael.
Peggy says that every church in town held a rosary the night that Pope Francis passed away. And you will be able to watch Pope Francis's funeral live here on KPIX beginning at 12:45 a.m., as well as streaming on CBS 24/7 and Paramount Plus.
It's been a cool and unsettled end to the work week, and that's the kind of pattern that's going to stick around as we head into the last weekend of April. Let's take a look at what you need to know as we head into the weekend. We're going to see the chilly conditions and all of the cloud cover sticking around over the next couple of days. Temperatures running at least 5 to 10 degrees below normal for most of the Bay Area, with off and on showers possible at any point tonight, tomorrow night, and at least the first half of Sunday. But then dry weather takes back over next week. And while the showers are going to be out there, they are going to be more off than on. Plenty of dry breaks. So outdoor plans, I'd just be flexible. We are going to warm up once the dry weather takes hold next week as well. So let's take a look at First Alert Doppler, and we will take a look on the floor map here of exactly where the showers are at the moment. And the bulk of the shower activity has really been aimed at the southern half of the Bay Area so far. It's been very light activity. We're seeing some of that here at my feet, crossing over the bay and into the Oakland Hills. More showers starting to hit the coast and make their way into the Santa Cruz Mountains. Enough moisture has made its way over the Santa Cruz Mountains to give San Jose a little bit of measurable rainfall. And there are some more showers in the North Bay as well, starting to make their way from west to east. Let's switch from the current radar view to Futurecast simulation of how things are going to play out as we head through the next several days. And we're going to go through 5 o'clock tomorrow morning with scattered shower activity. Again, the bulk of the moisture is pinwheeling around the center of the storm system, which is farther off to our south. A lot of that's going to get sent up through the Central Valley. So some of that could sneak into eastern sections of the North Bay, but the bulk of it is going to be avoiding us overnight tonight, other than the scattered showers we have out there right now. Similar trend tomorrow. A few local hit or miss showers, but the bulk of the more measurable rain kind of camps out to our north. That's going to make a push towards us tomorrow night into early Sunday. In fact, the best chance of more widespread rain, and this is when we pick up maybe 1/10 of an inch of total rainfall, it's going to make its way across the Bay Area through the first half of the day on Sunday. It's not a huge rainmaker. We don't expect that this time of year, but it's the best chance of rain that we're going to see for a little while. There's some forecast models hinting at the chance for a little bit of moisture headed our way at the end of next week and the first weekend in May, but that's just a hint. Let's add up the forecast, again, model simulation of how much rain we're expecting, and it's showing a few hundredths of an inch of rain to maybe a little over 1/10 of an inch of rain if we really hit the jackpot through about midday on Sunday. Again, this is modest rainfall totals, but at this point in the rainy season, we kind of take what we can get, especially because it washes some pollen out of the atmosphere down to the lower end of the spectrum for the pollen count on Sunday and Monday before it starts climbing again by Tuesday of next week. Let's check out the 7-day forecast, and temperatures across the entire Bay Area are only going to reach the 50s and 60s for highs this weekend, but we do start to climb a little bit. Not a lot at the coast, but more sunshine by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and that'll help. Temperatures are going to climb to a greater extent around the Bay, where highs by Tuesday and Wednesday are going to reach up to around 70 degrees. Let's try to get the whole 7-day forecast into the picture here for Bayside communities. Every once in a while, you just get stuck. The little tubes get caught in the floor. There we go. Forecast high temperatures around 70 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday. And farther inland, you have had the biggest drop in temperatures over the past few days. You'll have the biggest climb in temperatures over the next 4 or 5 days after highs only in the lower half of the 60s this weekend, up close to 80 by Tuesday and Wednesday.
There's a game going on somewhere down there. Okay, it is a chance to strike gold and to learn a little bit of history. San Francisco's Witter Coins is holding a scavenger hunt this Sunday. They will be scattering rare and valuable coins all over the city. Now, last year, they hit 11 coins ranging in value from $250 to $2,500. We were there at the Palace of Fine Arts when one college student made a big discovery.
I was convinced it was behind one of these pillars. I looked at all of the pillars. And I came over here and I climbed over here and it was right there. I almost thought it was trash.
That trash turned out to be worth $1,100. Witter Coins offered to buy it back, but she declined and decided to keep it. Thank you for watching. The news continues at 8 on PIX Plus, 44 Cable 12 with Devin Feely. I will see you right back here at 11 p.m.